First thing that you'll notice about this film is the voiceover. Um, the voiceover's only at the beginning, it's not quite the whole way through, which is something which I feel that the film could improve on. Having a voiceover is quite good for the film as it does allow you to tell the audience things without showing vital bits of scenes that they're going to see in the actual film. So, for example, they wouldn't have to give as much of the film away because they could have a narrator or someone else tell the story rather than obviously seeing the scenes which the audience won't appreciate. This obviously helps a lot with progressing the narrative, which is something that I'll speak about later. But overall, I do feel like including a voiceover was a positive thing.
At 0427, a squad car got a call. Sedan speeding near Old Downtown. Officers reported shots fired. They found bodies everywhere.
Oh, we'll take that. Me and Cass.
From what's shown in the trailer, you can actually work out the two companies that were behind the production of the film, which is Riverstone Pictures and Open Road. These two companies aren't exactly big companies, although Open Road has had a few notable films, such as The Grey, which is a 2012 film which earned $77 million in the box office. But getting their names in the trailer actually boosts their company. It doesn't do so much for the audience. They might see Open Road and think, oh, I saw that company in The Grey, so I'm going to watch this film because I enjoyed that film. But for the most part, them being included is just to give them a little bit of recognition, builds a portfolio for them, and then eventually audiences will recognise them and they can become a bigger and a bigger company.
This city is crawling with dirty cops.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nevada's finest.
Looking for this?
This is Downs homicide.
Jennifer Bryant. We're internal affairs.
Big bad policewoman. I like that.
Drop him off by 9 p.m.
Dad, when are you moving home?
Son, I love you. There's just some things I can't explain. You just have to trust me.
There's not really a whole section dedicated to the plot summary itself. This is more given away through the visuals and the audio in the trailer. At the beginning there is the voiceover which I did mention earlier, which gives away sort of the beginning of the film and sets out the premise of it. But it's more so the images, the videos, the music, all of the audio. It all adds up and it does give the audience quite a vivid idea of what the film's going to be about. Definitely, from watching the trailer, I could work out what the film was going to be about and I'd know what I would expect from the film when it is released.
Vincent Downs, you stole something from me. Bring it back or your son's not coming home.
They said it was just gonna be an easy grab. Well, it ain't no easy grab. They got teeth.
What is going on?
They have a son.
Find him.
We've got a problem.
I got enemies, got a lot of enemies, got a lot of people trying to drain me of my energy.
Whatever you're aiming at, make sure you're prepared to kill it.
The main stars in this film are highlighted quite heavily. So Jamie Foxx is the main actor within the film. He's obviously quite a big action star. Been in other films such as Django and White House Down. White House Down brought over $200 million in the box office, so it's obviously quite a big film. So the fact that they've captured this professional actor to be in their film is something which they're going to want to show off. Obviously, seeing him is going to give it away, but they've presented his name in big blue writing in its own frame. This just makes sure the audience knows, like, look, we've got this big actor and he's in our film. Audiences look for big actors in films. Usually films which don't have big actors in don't do as well. So typically horror films don't have huge Hollywood actors in because actors just don't really like that genre of movie. So showing that they've got Jamie Foxx in is definitely something beneficial to the trailer. The genre convention for the films are something which is obviously, they don't put it in your face to say, but it's definitely in the trailer. So just a couple of things which I picked out is there is one small shot where you can see police officers in police cars chasing another car down a freeway in America. So this is obviously fast-paced, lights flashing everywhere. It's conventional of the action genre. And also there's another scene where there's two characters pointing guns straight down the camera. So it's one of those shots where the gun isn't in focus. You've got the arm stretched out, then the actor's holding the guns in focus. It's a typical Hollywood shot, and it just really highlights the action nature of the film. So using weapons is obviously a convention of the action genre.
I've been working undercover for 2 years.
He knows the players. He knows their methods.
Something which I mentioned in my blog post is that the technical elements of films are often overlooked due to the fact that not many people actually recognise what's going on. It's only media students and professionals that can actually appreciate the amount of work that goes into the technical elements. So if we're looking at this trailer, you can see there's a lot of shots which show Jamie Foxx, the main actor in the film, from a low angle. The low angle, as any media student will tell you, makes the subject of the shot look a lot bigger and more intimidating. Obviously, Jamie Foxx being the main character, being a police officer, the audience are going to want to see him as sort of like a bigger, more powerful character, as naturally the audience are going to try and follow the protagonist and try and be on their side. So I feel like this does affect the audience in a way which makes them respect the character a lot more, I feel. This is definitely something which is done well throughout the trailer, and something that most people probably wouldn't pick up on.
I will pay every cop on our payroll to see Vincent Downs dead.
I got enemies. I got enemies. Got a lot of enemies.
The music for the film is definitely music which I feel fits the genre. Being an action film, it's obviously going to need to be quite a fast-paced song. They've also got to think about the target audience as well. So as it is an action film, you're looking at probably 18 to 30-year-olds mostly. Because of this, they've gone in the trailer, they've decided to add Drake. Now Drake is obviously quite a popular current artist. The song that they used is a song called Energy, which is from Drake's album If You're Reading This It's Too Late. The song, personally, has 150 million views on YouTube, which obviously proves its popularity a bit. Obviously, most of this will be from their target audience. So the inclusion of this song is beneficial, not only because it appeals to the target audience, but it is fast-paced, and obviously it fits well in an action film, and it makes the scenes feel a lot more fast-paced as well, just obviously from the audio. The title of the film is also shown. This is something which is actually really important, because obviously how are you going to go away and look at the film if you don't know what it's called? It's something which is overlooked because it just seems really obvious, but it's one of those things where if it wasn't included, it looked really wrong.
You touch my son, I'll kill you.
I got enemies.
Which I felt like I should mention is the fact that the trailer doesn't have any cast credit information. This is normally the case with film trailers nowadays. This is just because obviously they're trying to aim for around 2.5 minutes, so they don't really have the time to be adding this sort of stuff in. However, they have made the information readily available on other websites such as IMDb, which is a website I personally use a lot within my media studies. So anyone who was really interested, like I was interested and I needed for my referencing, the information is out there, just unfortunately they didn't find the time to put it into the actual trailer.
Got a lot of enemies.